Hello, my gorgeouses, and welcome to another video from Byron the Vegan Loser. If you're new here, that's me. I'm Byron. I am vegan and I'm aiming to lose around 5 stone in order to improve my quality of life, my overall health, and to get ideally into that healthy BMI bracket. I started this journey around 3 weeks ago when I joined Slimming World and started vlogging my updates at the same time. So if you're new, I would love it if you go back to my first video from 3 weeks ago. You'll get a bit more of an understanding of where I'm at and the journey that I'm on at the moment. If you've already seen those and you've come back, thank you so much and welcome back. I hope you enjoy this video today. In my last weigh-in video, I decided that I was going to do a shop my cupboards exercise, and this is something that I'm likely to do for the foreseeable future. Due to financial constraints and sometimes getting quite overwhelmed with the sheer number of choices, really, I decided that the best thing for me to do would be to quote unquote shop my cupboards, basically picking out things that I already have, loads of tins, loads of packets in the cupboard, save me from spending money unnecessarily on buying more things in. And as you can see on the screen, these are the 3 items which I picked to use up this week, and I really enjoyed all of them. So without further ado, let's move in and have a look at what I ate. Firstly, you can see my old favourite overnight oats. Absolutely loving my overnight oats at the moment. But interestingly, I do like to be quite the contrary Mary. On Monday morning, I did not have overnight oats. I had what you can see in the blue bowl there, 200 grams of Alpro Greek style high protein yogurt for 1 sin. I had some fresh blueberries, a fresh banana, and I sprinkled on there 1 sin's worth of chia seeds. Chia seeds are another thing that have been in my cupboard for ages, and I've never used. I actually realised that I am an appalling vegan. I have never had chia seeds before in my life. I thought I had, but it turns out that I was thinking of flax seeds. Anyway, chia seeds, absolutely lovely. They are 5 sins for 25 grams, and you get loads for 25 grams. On that breakfast, I just had 5 grams, and that was 1 sin. As you can see in the photo, I also prepared the next 2 days of breakfasts, which were in fact overnight oats, and they were my usual go-to of 40 grams of oats, healthy extra B, 200-ish mils of almond milk, 1 sliced banana, 200 grams of the Alpro yogurt, making it 1 sin, and then the jar topped up to the brim with Morrison's wonky frozen berries. Absolutely delicious. The reason that I didn't have oats this morning or on the Monday morning was because I wanted to use my Healthy Extra B on this bagel that you can see. This is the Warburton's Bagel Thins, and this is the seeded protein bagel, one of which is a Healthy Extra B choice. I've not had a bagel in so long, and I found it so filling. I had it with 2 sins worth of the vegan soft cheese. That one I think is the Sainsbury's one, with some Quorn free from chicken slices, they're free on the plan. Loads of baby plum tomatoes, just love them at this time of year. and that side salad. So that was a really, really filling lunch. I enjoyed it thoroughly, and that came in at a grand total of 2 sins, taking my daily total for that day so far to 4 sins. I then decided that I was going to use up the Asda health menu lentils and vegetables in the microwavable pouch. The whole pouch works out to 2 sins for the pouch. I just had half, as you can see here, and I used it to stuff some roasted peppers, and I also served it with a roasted portobello mushroom, onto which I spread the tiniest bit of Vegemite, which I also found lurking at the back of a cupboard, unopened. That was delicious, so flavourful. There's half a baked courgette there, some green beans, and again some plum tomatoes, baby plum tomatoes just thrown on the side. Again, that was so tasty, so filling, dead easy to make. The longest thing to do there was basically slice up those veggies and put them in my Ninja and press on. Absolutely gorgeous. Definitely going to be having that again as the week goes on. So nice. Next morning, I had my pre-prepared overnight oats. These fill me up so much. It probably takes me about an hour to eat them, actually. I'm not, what am I? I'd say I'm not familiar with breakfast as a concept. I always thought there are two types of people in the world. There are normal people, and then there are people who eat breakfast. It's just never been something that I've done. Um, so I have to get into the habit of proactively forcing myself, I guess, to eat breakfast when I wake up. And it is making a huge difference to my satiety levels over the course of the day. I mean, it's groundbreaking. It does make sense, and it's taken me all these years to realise. Um, but my stomach isn't always used to eating first thing, so like I say, it does take me a little while to eat it. But I savour every bite of it because I'm enjoying it so much. Um, and for those of you who can see that photo, um, just look at all of those colours blending together. Um, the creaminess of the yogurt and the reds and purples and blues and blacks from the berries is just so nice. So nice. I want to go and have some now, actually. And I might just do that in a moment. Lunch today was a jacket potato. Love a good jacket potato every now and then. Annoyingly, the smallest packs you can get them in are 4 packs, and again, live on my own. Not often likely to use up 4 jacket potatoes in a week before they start going green or sprouting. I wonder if I can bake a jacket potato, give it an hour in the oven, let it cool, and then freeze it. Has anyone tried that? Do they reheat well? Please let me know. I might do that as an experiment actually next week, because I still have 3 left in that packet. Anyway, I had that with, as you can see, some more green beans, loving green beans at the moment, some sweet corn, some little gem lettuce, some diced beetroot from a jar, cucumber, red onion, my healthy extra cheese allowance, and 2 sins for half a tablespoon of Heinz vegan mayo. Yes, I know that seems like an awful lot, and most of you, I get so envious when I see your videos and you're like, Crucial's mayonnaise or something, you know, extra, extra lighter than light mayonnaise. You can have all of this for half a sin. They don't seem to make vegan light mayos. Or if they do and someone's found them, please let me know. Um, because I felt quite robbed. I didn't. I mean, I'm happy to use all of my sins in my meals if it means that I enjoy them. But yeah, if there is a lower sin alternative for a vegan mayo, please let me know. Anyway, it was lovely. And I also had another baby bell um, on the side of that. And by this point, I was feeling really full and really happy, really full of energy. That evening, oh, blurry picture. I didn't realise. I do apologise. I think that was the steam actually blurring my camera lens on my phone. But this was the Morrison's chow mein sauce pouch. It was absolutely gorgeous. What I've done with it there was I steamed some broccoli, green beans again, surprise, surprise, some edamame beans, and some ribboned carrot, and also in there is some sliced garlic. And that's all I did, just steamed all of it together and threw it in with the sauce. I was only going to have half a pouch of the sauce, um, but the universe had different plans for me. When I opened it, I had a full-on Mr. Bean moment. I'm glad that I did not film it. And half the sauce, well, not half the sauce, but a huge amount of the sauce when I opened it went everywhere, over my face, over my counters, and over my white t-shirt. So I ended up using about 2/3 of the pouch. I counted it as 4 sins. The whole pouch is 4.5, I believe, but I rounded up, put it as 4, and served it with the VT wild rice and basmati pouch. Delicious. First time I've had that one as well. It was sent to me as a substitute and just found its way to the back of the cupboard. So glad that I used it. It was 1 sin for the pouch tub. They come in a 2-pack, and it's 1 sin for sort of one portion of that. And to redeem myself after my Mr. Bean incident, look at me, fancy pants. I ate it with chopsticks. Next day, which was yesterday, Wednesday, again, overnight oats. Oh, so delicious. I feel like if overnight oats was a corporate entity, I would work for them. I would want to be sponsored by them. Cannot stress enough how overnight oats are a game changer for keeping you full and full of energy for hours throughout the day. Try them if you haven't. Oh, what's this? Oh, right, yes. I didn't take a proper photo, or I did and I lost it, of my lunch yesterday. Hence the fact that I filled the page with another picture of Craddock looking at me longingly, thinking she wants a dreamy. What I had for lunch was the couscous, or just half of the couscous actually. Really, really tasty, with the leftover roasted vegetables from Monday. So there are 2 remaining portobello mushrooms, the other halves of the 2 peppers, and the other half of the courgette. And I had that with the couscous, and it felt so wholesome. I felt very, very judgy looking out of my window at the takeaway shop over the road, having the most sanctimonious 10 minutes of my life, thinking 3 weeks ago that was me, and look at me now, I'm having roasted veg for lunch. But it was gorgeous, and again, those portobello mushrooms especially are definitely going back in my shopping list for next week. Yes, as I say, my phone for some reason didn't work on that, so just as a reminder, that couscous was 3 sins for the whole pack. And I had about half, so we'll call that 1.5 sins. That was lunch yesterday, and then I didn't have dinner because I went out, as you can see here, with my friends last night. This is the only photo that I had on my phone, which was decent, and I had 27 thins, all on vodka. And I feel like that was sins well spent for me. Again, I'll stress that I am allocated an allowance of 30 sins per day due to my circumstances and BMI. So 27 of those on vodka and soda waters for an absolutely fantastic night with my friends there. It's the first time that the four of us have been together, probably since losing my mum, and that was 3 years ago this month. So yeah, that was absolutely delightful. And if you're wondering why my voice is a little bit croaky today, those 27 sins certainly have something to do with it. If you've watched to the end, thank you. It means so much to me. I have really, really enjoyed this process so far of vlogging my weight loss results on a Monday, and now for the last 2 weeks doing 3 days of eating on plan, as well as kind of being more mindful about what I'm eating. It's also sort of a sustainable way for me to use up what I've already got without spending money that I don't have at the moment. So I'm going to continue with this format. I hope you're enjoying it as much as I am. My next weigh-in video will of course be out on Monday, and in that video I will have shopped another 3 items from my cupboards to film next week. I'm going to love you and leave you now, and it is with love that I say this. Have a great day. Have a great, what day are we on? Thursday. Have a great few days ahead of you and a great weekend. Leave me a comment if you've enjoyed this video. I do try to read all of them and respond to all of them. And if you have liked it, if you've subscribed, then hopefully you'll see me on Monday with my already 4 weeks on Slimming World weigh-in results. All the best, and I'll speak to you then. Bye. Bye.